When our Peppers and Spice edition of Roker on the Road continues, what cured our ancestors from disease and has been around for more than 3,000 years? We'll go to Washington State to show you when we come back. Welcome back to our Peppers and Spice edition of Roker on the Road. Pickling is where you take a meat, fruit, or vegetable and submerge it in an acid bath, something like vinegar, thereby preventing bacterial growth, which prevents disease, and it's been around for more than 3,000 years. Well, there's a man in Seattle who's taken Hungarian goat horn peppers and married it to pickling and has come up with one spicy treat. Want to add some fire to your calamari? Not just that way, this way.
Almost all the flavor that's in there is coming through with the peppers.
They're pickled hot peppers known as goat horns. Chef Brad and Sarah uses them in his calamari, his risotto, and with the antipasto at his small Italian restaurant in Seattle.
The peppers are awesome. I love it. I'm enjoying every minute of it, every taste of it.
Chef and Sarah says they've been preparing peppers like these for centuries in the Abruzzi region of Italy. But his favorites don't come from the old country. The ones he loves come from just the other side of the Cascade Mountains, grown in the Yakima Valley for Washington State's pickled pepper king, Howard Lev.
These are Hungarian goat horn peppers, known by all the farmers who grow them as goat horns because of their shape.
And these days, the farmers are growing a lot of goat horns for Howard, whose pickled pepper business has taken off, thanks in large part to what he says is the perfect climate. Dry, hot summer days and cool nights to produce the perfect pepper.
Sweet like a bell pepper. But then as you swallow, you can start feeling the heat on the back of the throat. This really sweet heat.
After they're harvested and pickled, Howard sells the peppers under the name Mama Lil's. Lil really was his mom, and the recipe really is hers from Howard's childhood.
We always had peppers. These peppers, which I make, my mother had made for as long as I can remember food.
Howard would miss those peppers when he moved to Washington State for college, until one day, driving through the Yakima Valley, he realized they grow peppers here as well. He convinced some friends to help him pickle a batch in the kitchen of the local Unitarian church. They made 200 jars and managed to even sell a few.
The next year I made 1,000 jars. The following year I made 2,000 jars. And well, here I am now doing over 100 tons. Howard had actually hoped to become a screenwriter. To get noticed, he started including jars of peppers with the screenplays he would send to Hollywood agents. The agents would call me back and I'd be all excited and I'd say, "You like it?" "You like it?" "Yeah, yes, it was a lovely screenplay, but where did you get the peppers?" I said, "You're interested in the peppers?" I took the message. These days, Hollywood's loss is a hot pepper lover's game. The church kitchen is a distant memory. Howard's had to find a commercial packing plant big enough to handle his booming business. We'll be cutting 3 tons of peppers and packing over 1,000 buckets.
But despite all the machinery, what he's doing here is what he learned from his mom. First, remove the seeds. They're the hottest part of the pepper, too hot to use. After a water spray and a trip to the shaking table, the seeds are gone. Then it's time for pickling in a brine of salt and vinegar for 3 to 5 days. Next, add garlic and other spices, then drown them in olive oil.
And that's where the magic happens, because the peppers have the seasonings in it, but it's the oil that distributes all the flavor.
Most of the peppers go straight to restaurants and wholesalers. Some are packed in smaller jars for retail sale. And some, Howard still peddles himself at the farmer's market.
They really like to be with each other up in the cabinet. I'm sold. I'll take them both. There we go.
I like the hot ones. Definitely like the hot ones.
And when he gets a group of friends together to celebrate his success, the party, like the peppers, is the perfect combination.
It's amazing.
Of spicy and sweet. Howard Howard says if peppers don't tickle your fancy, well, he's got some delicious asparagus pickled fresh from the Yakima Valley.